Today you'll learn how to lie down. My name is Dr. Kristin Mozeiko and I teach music and the Alexander Technique at Queens College. Before you lie down, you need to learn the beginning lie down mechanics. As you prepare to lie down on your back, you should find a quiet area where you will not be disturbed for approximately 15 to 20 minutes. Lie down on a firm surface, such as a carpeted floor. A hard wooden floor may be cold or uncomfortable, but will work fine with a yoga mat or towel. Lower yourself to the floor from one side while preventing excessive strain on the neck. If your tailbone feels very uncomfortable on the hard surface, you may need to use a piece of foam underneath your low back. A bed is not an appropriate place to do this kind of a lie down, as it is too soft and will immediately fill in the curves in the low back without providing the room for release. You will need 2 or 3 soft covered books placed underneath your head, not your neck. Now you are ready to lie down. As you lie down, do so consciously in a non-habitual way that does not require you to strain your neck or back. Upon lying down, you may feel like there are too many books. First, make sure the books are underneath your head and not your neck. It is generally better to err on the side of too many books, maybe 3. But if you feel very uncomfortable in your throat and neck area, you should probably remove a book or 2. If you have too few books, your head will tilt backward and your neck will not benefit from this lengthening position. If the back of your head feels very uncomfortable, you may need a thin piece of foam or washcloth to place on the top of the book. At this point, you should be lying down on your back with your legs out straight. This is called supine position. Make a note of what this feels like in your lower back and the contact you have with the floor. When the knees are bent and pointing toward the ceiling, this is called the semi-supine position. Again, notice your points of contact with the floor and what this feels like in your back. Ideally, you will begin your lie down in this semi-supine position. Did you notice a difference in your low back and the contact of your back in supine versus semi-supine positions? What you probably noticed was in semi-supine, your mid-lower back had more contact with the floor, and in supine position, your back had less contact with the floor. In the semi-supine position, your feet should be positioned roughly hip-width apart, with the feet close enough to your torso for the legs to make the shape of an upside-down V. If your knees feel like they are going to drop outward, reposition or move your heels away from each other, out to the right and left. If your knees want to drop inwards, you may need to bring your feet inwards or closer to each other. Sense the balance of your legs. If it is impossible to balance your legs, you may want to temporarily use an ottoman, low bench, or a couch to support your lower legs. If you are lying on a smooth surface, you may feel your feet slipping. To prevent this, you can either remove your socks or use a sticky mat. Your arms should be relaxed with your elbows bent and pointing out to the right and left. Ideally, your hands should be resting on your mid-torso or stomach area. You are ready to listen to Lie Down Number 1, the link that is provided in the accompanying text that will explain to you how to guide your thinking and rebalance muscular tone and decrease excessive tension. Lying down this way is the best way to give your shoulders, neck, back, and entire body the rest and recovery it needs after practicing, and it is useful to decrease tension before performance. Have a great rest.